Let me tell you something. Most men were never taught, but have felt their entire lives. Women don't want the same thing at the same time. And if you don't understand that, you will keep misreading them over and over again. You'll think she's inconsistent. You'll think she's confusing. You'll think you did something wrong. Most of the time, you didn't. You just met her in the wrong phase of her life. Because here's the truth. A woman's desire for a relationship doesn't move in a straight line. It moves in waves. And research points to 3 major windows where her need for connection tends to peak. Not randomly, not emotionally, psychologically, biologically. And what she's looking for in each one is completely different. This is where most men get it wrong. They meet a woman and assume she wants what they want. Consistency, stability, direction. But she's not operating on your timeline. She's operating on hers. And if you don't understand that, you will personalize patterns that were never about you. Let's break it down. First window, 18 to 22. This is the exploration phase. Her brain is still developing. Her long-term thinking isn't fully online yet. So she lives in the present. She wants experience, emotion, novelty. She's not thinking about forever. She's thinking about tonight. And the men she's drawn to reflect that. Not necessarily the most stable, not the most reliable, the most exciting. The ones who make the moment feel intense, alive, unpredictable. And here's where men make a mistake. They try to offer structure to someone who is still seeking experience. It doesn't land. Not because you're not enough, because you're offering the wrong currency. Now here's where it gets interesting. Second window, 25 to 30. Everything shifts. Not overnight, but noticeably. Her environment starts changing. Friends are getting engaged, married, having kids, and something subtle happens. The same woman who chased excitement starts evaluating stability. Columbia University researchers studying female pair bonding found that in this phase, women often begin unconsciously scanning for long-term viability. Not just attraction, future, character, consistency. She's no longer asking, "Do I feel something?" She's asking, "Can I build something?" And this is where a lot of men get blindsided, because they met her in the first window. And now she's in the second. Same woman, different priorities. And from your perspective, it feels like she changed. But she didn't. Her phase did. Now here's the most misunderstood one. Third window, 38 to 45. This is where things become clear. She has lived, she has experienced, she has likely loved and lost. And something drops. The need to be impressed. What replaces it? The need to feel safe. Not financially, emotionally. Psychologists often describe this as an authenticity shift, where surface-level attraction loses power and depth becomes everything. She's not chasing excitement anymore. She's filtering for reality, consistency, presence, emotional stability. And here's the part most men never see coming. If you approach her like she's still in her 20s, you lose. Because again, you're offering the wrong currency. Now listen carefully. This is where the real insight is. These phases are not rigid rules. They're patterns, tendencies, but they're strong enough to shape behavior in ways most men completely misread. And here's the brutal truth. A woman can be genuinely into you in one phase of her life and outgrow that version of you in the next. Not because you failed, because her priorities evolved. And if you don't understand this, you'll take it personally. You'll think, what did I do wrong? Sometimes, nothing. You were just aligned with who she was, not who she became. And that changes everything. Because the question was never, what does she want? The real question is, where is she in her story? Because timing is not a small detail. It's the entire game. Men who understand this don't get confused. They don't chase blindly. They don't try to force alignment. They observe, they adapt, they choose accordingly. Because they understand something most men don't. Attraction isn't just about who you are. It's about when you meet her. And if that clicked for you, the next layer is even deeper. Because in each of these phases, women send signals. Subtle ones, consistent ones, and most men miss them completely. That's what we break down in the next video. Watch it. It might change how you see every interaction you've ever had.